Welcome back to another day, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Xbox dedicated handheld was canceled because AMD required 10 million units. It's claimed, so we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about Microsoft reportedly testing free version of Xbox Cloud Gaming with ads, so we'll talk about that as well. We're also, what happened there? We're also going to talk about EA confirmed Battlefield 6 can reach up to 120 frames per second on console. We're talking about Crimson Desert is this month's IGN's first. Check out 11 minutes of new Quest gameplay, so we're going to watch that as well. We're also going to talk about Destiny 2 hits lowest player count on Steam in franchise history as a community reaches a breaking point. And then we're also going to talk about Destiny 2 walks back controversial decisions within the two major changes in Renegades after player backlash. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just cover news stories, have conversations. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Hit that like button. It does really help us out here. We're a very small channel, and we're trying to get out to other people. All right, so what's going on, chat? Let me see who's all here. Good morning, Travis, Jason, Eclipse, Big Mad Mo. What's going on? Nate Dizzle, what's going on? Good morning. Jason, good morning. Feels good, man. What's going on? Nice to see you. K-Titan, what's going on? Roic, good morning. Wonder Rose, good morning. Sard, what's going on? Water Bear, good morning. World, what's going on? Good to see everybody. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us every day, and Monday through Thursday. Let's talk about Xbox. We talked a little bit about it yesterday morning, right? Everyone was saying that, they're not making consoles anymore. They're not making consoles anymore. They're not making consoles anymore. And I was like, I think they're getting miscued, right? I think they're getting confused with they're not making their own handheld compared to they're not making their own consoles anymore, right? And yes, a handheld is a console, but I think a lot of people are running with the notion of, because remember, way before, right? Those of you that have been with me, way before when we were talking about the next generation of consoles, and people were starting to talk about that Xbox is going to make their own handheld, I said they wouldn't make their own handheld before they team up with somebody because their console sales were struggling, right? So why would they go from third place in consoles to make a handheld to go back to third place, right? Obviously, it could be first place, but obviously they're not doing very well with their hardware. So I was like, I don't see them making their own hardware. Then the rumors started coming out that they're teaming up with Asus for the ROG Ally, which then became true. And then there was rumors of them making their own handheld, dedicated handheld. And now because of what's happening with Game Pass and because the price increase, because their consoles increase, everybody likes to scrutinize every little thing. Doesn't really matter what company does. When people shit on something, if it's Netflix, if it's the Xbox, if it's Apple, people like shitting on top of it because it's just a cool thing to do, right? So everyone was like, oh, well, Xbox is no longer making consoles. They're not making consoles. And I said yesterday morning, I was like, I don't think they're not making consoles. I think they're going to make consoles just like there's still vinyl record players out there. They're still going to make their console. It's just that's not their main focus, right? They're just, if you want to buy it, you buy it. And I said, I think they're talking about the handheld. So let's get to here where it says Xbox dedicated handheld was canceled because AMD required 10 million units. It's claimed. Now, if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just cover news stories. I read them for the first time on channel. I give you my thoughts based on this, and then we have a conversation about it. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so Xbox dedicated handheld was canceled because AMD required 10 million units. It's claimed. So it's been claimed that Xbox now dedicated handheld was canceled because AMD required a minimum of 10 million units in its contract. It's a number that at face value would have been almost impossible to hit, with the highly successful Steam Deck selling around 4 million units at the time of writing this. But according to the reputable leaker, it was also the number AMD wanted. So can we just talk about this for a second? Everyone always says that, the handheld the Portal sold dramatically well. It sold less than 2 million units, right? I think it was less than 1.5 million units, right? Everyone's like, oh, Steam Deck's awesome. Steam Deck's awesome. And I get the Steam Deck is awesome. Now, Steam is not as big as a PlayStation or Xbox as far when it comes to hardware. They don't do their mass marketing. It is what it is as far as very big for software and whatnot. But for their handhelds and stuff, they don't really push the Steam Deck, right? And again, less than 4 million units were sold. No one ever says Steam Deck was a flop. Nobody says Steam Deck's a flop. Nobody says that. Okay, everyone's like, it's the best handheld out there, next to obviously Nintendo. Okay, as far as a PC portable computer. Okay, so they only sold 4 million units. This is exactly why I said, before we even knew there was a handheld being created with even teamed up with Asus or Xbox making their own thing, I said, I don't see them making a handheld because their hardware is not selling very well. Microsoft's hardware is not selling very well, so they had to get in bed with AMD to get 10 million units. Do you understand how long that would stay on the shelves for? Right? They're having problems selling 40 million consoles, let alone 10 million. That would be the number one handheld besides Nintendo Switch, which I don't think you're going to get. So the news comes from a reputable AMD and hardware leaker, Kepler L2, who also has reported on many AMD-related leaks in the past. According to Kepler, Xbox dedicated handheld was canceled because AMD wanted a massive 10 million unit commitment for a dedicated system. At that rate, I mean, what Steam Deck's been around for, 3-4 years? They got 4 million? That's a big ask right there for 10 million. Okay. So it was also said with the Steam Deck only selling 5 million units and Asus ROG Lenovo Legion only selling 1 to 2 million, and Microsoft didn't want to take that risk. Seems like a smart move to me, right? Again, I said before we even knew handhelds, I said, why would Microsoft build a handheld when they're not selling right now? The only one that is selling a very good handheld device right now is Nintendo. The Switch and the Switch 2. Okay? It's very hard to sell a handheld to the mass market because, again, we're talking about a very niche community. The reason that Nintendo sells so well handheld is because they've been in the market for handhelds for literally 3 decades. Okay? I had a Game Boy, okay? Portable, right? Handhelds have always been around for Nintendo. They go together like hot dogs and ketchup, okay? Like, Nintendo has been in this market for years and years and years and years and years. Yet Xbox has never been in the handheld market, and for them to come out to say, hey, we're going to make our own, even though they're teaming up with AMD for the chips inside the thing, they're coming out with their own handheld device to ask for 10 million units. That would be stupid, right? You're going to be paying for that. There's Xbox stock right now that's getting shipped out of Costco and Sam's Club because they can't move the units. So let's spend multi-millions, maybe billions of dollars in research and development for a handheld device that we don't know the market for, that our other systems are not selling, but let's make this and sell these. They're like, no, we're not going to do that. Okay. It says, if true, it's not surprising that Microsoft didn't want to make 10 million chip commitment to occur in unprecedented times, but it's also always unfortunate to hear hardware cancellations. Is it though? Why? Think about it as a smart business person. Why make your own hardware where there's already people in the industry making handheld devices what you can team up with? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How does a person like myself know this 2.5 years before everybody else knows this? I'm just a guy who worked in the film industry that's been playing video games my entire life, and the only thing I make my assumptions and stuff on is based on what we read. It makes no sense for Microsoft to make a handheld device when their other systems are not selling. Again, journalists don't understand this. People in the industry don't understand this. But dude in his bedroom, okay, understands that Microsoft would be retarded, okay, if they made their own handheld device instead of teaming up with someone that's already in the industry. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, right? This weekend, Xbox and Microsoft were hit with a series of reports and claims that Xbox was abandoning its hardware entirely, and the new round of layoffs was set to the company, right? So this is exactly what I'm talking about. When people are talking about, if this is true, that their handheld is canceled, everyone's like, that's it, right? Everyone jumps the gun. People in the industry tell you that Microsoft is no longer making handheld, and they take a leak from somebody that's unreputable, okay? And they're like, well, this other person was right one other time, so that's plausible, right? So they're saying that, well, all their hardware is canceled. And it's like, hold up a second, right? Again, how does a person that just sits in his bedroom, okay, understand certain things? I said it yesterday morning. I don't think their consoles are canceled. I think their handheld, their dedicated handheld would be canceled. And here we are, okay, that they're saying that the handheld is canceled. And Microsoft's coming out and saying, well, no, we're still making hardware. Everyone's like, yeah, sure. Sure you are. It's because, look, and I get it. This is me not defending Xbox. This is me defending retardation, okay? Where if you read something, you have to read between the lines. You can't just read what you have, and you can't just take everything you see for face value from the internet, okay? You have to look at there's multiple reports. There's multiple things. There's multiple times they're talking about this is what we want to do. This is what we're doing, right? Again, guy in bedroom understood about cloud gaming 6 years ago. Guy in bedroom understood that Microsoft was going towards Game Pass. Yet for some reason, the people that you listen to, and I'm not saying you need to listen to me, right? But the people that you trust, the people that are in the industry, the people that are writing articles are so confused on what the business model is of Microsoft. The people that made their trillion-dollar company based off of software and software alone, okay, not hardware, is confused on what Xbox's business plan is and where they're going for in the future. Make it make sense, okay? So what do you think Microsoft saying no to AMD on its 10 million chip commitment is canceling Xbox handheld? Do you think we still see a first-party handheld from Xbox in the future? I mean, you are. You don't need Xbox to make a handheld device. You have the Xbox Asus ROG Ally Xbox Ally X. Really, the name just flies off the tongue, doesn't it? Right? The Asus ROG Ally Xbox X, right? It just, or Xbox Ally X, whatever the hell is it, right? They don't need to make hardware. And for some strange reason, people think that the company needs to make hardware to be successful. Last time I checked, Microsoft is one of the 5 trillion-dollar companies on planet Earth. You don't have to like them. I don't recommend them liking any corporation because corporations are greedy, and everything that Microsoft is doing is because of greed. Nothing more, nothing less. Companies don't have feelings. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about me. They don't give a shit about anything. If they're closing studios down, firing employees, all it cares about is the corporate salute. This number has to go up, and if this number doesn't go up as much as last year's number that went up, well, then it's a failure. They got to let people go. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, let me know in the comment section down below and watch some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. Eclipse says the Steam Deck hasn't even hit 10 million. That's right. Right. But here's the best part, right? If Xbox came out with their own handheld, everyone would be like, it's dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. But now they didn't make it, and they're like, well, they're fucking canceling everything. It's like, I understand that you guys want to shit because it's fun to shit on something when it's down and out, right? But let's just look at it at a business standpoint. If you were making something and you're like, hey, should we make our own or should we team up with someone that's already in the industry? I think it's self-explanatory. Microsoft will make $1,500 handheld and Xbox will buy it. I don't know if Xbox would buy it. I think more people in the industry that need the tech water because they have to keep up with the Joneses would buy it more than specific Xbox people would buy it. But, you know, that's just me. Is my microphone like super loud? Or am I monitoring? It sounds like it's a little loud. Maybe it's just me, just talking loud. Let's see here. Nate says, died a bunch of time. You're talking about that. Okay. Par says, exactly. Xbox had a better chance with handhelds in 2015. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And here's the next thing, right? Let's have this conversation. Because if Xbox make their own handheld, the handheld would be as powerful as the Xbox Series S. Right? Uh-oh. I hear someone. What is that noise? Give me a second. Okay. Sorry. I heard someone backing up, so I didn't know if someone was coming in my driveway or package or being delivered. So yeah, so the fact that if they came out with a handheld device, that people will be like, well, it's not as powerful as it. Like they wipe the slate clean with themselves, right? They wipe the slate clean because if they're not doing it, if they're not making the handheld, Asus is making the hardware. So if it doesn't do something well or doesn't, if people don't like it, Asus is making it. Xbox is just putting their name on it, or so they can play the games on it because everything's an Xbox, right? So now if you don't like the hardware, it's not off on Xbox. It's on Asus. Orbis is 30. I always thought it was weird. They would also even attempt to release a handheld. Even they wanted Game Pass on everything. Doesn't that seem crazy and a waste of money? Yes, Water. That's what I said 2 years ago, before it even, or a year and a half ago, before any of this rumors started about the handheld devices. We can go back. That's what I love about doing the GXG podcast on Thursday nights when me and Sarge talk about stuff. I said this. I was like, there's no point of making a handheld themselves. They would just team up with somebody. Why blow all that money on research and development when someone's already in the market, already selling stuff? Right? And there's so many handheld devices. Do you understand that there's more handheld devices than actual consoles out there from different people? And you're also competing with mobile devices as your cell phone, your smartphone. I know people here are like, I don't game on a mobile phone. Well, 2.5 billion other people do. Let's see. Got 2 war bonds in the Helldivers 2, almost enough super creds for another one. I just unlocked another one. I have 8 war bonds, I think, unlocked right now. Let's go on PS5 Blow. Ron Slusher says, yeah, nobody has a problem with a $2,000 iPhone that released every 6 months. Yeah, they signed that deal for Verizon for the next 3 years to get it. Paying $1,000 for an Xbox logo is crazy. It's not an Xbox logo though. You know what I mean? It's like you're paying for, if I buy a Disney product, I'm paying an additional 25% on it because it's the brand of Disney, right? Asus has got to make their money, and Xbox is taking their cut, so Asus has to raise the price, right? Remember, it's Asus ROG Ally. It's not Microsoft's ROG Ally. They teamed up with them, but Asus sets the price, not Microsoft. Microsoft gets a cut of that device. It's not their device. It's Asus' device, right? So it's like selling Call of Duty on PlayStation. They get a cut. They get a cut, right? Asus is the hardware. Xbox charges a thing. Asus is like, well, we have to charge a little bit more because we have to pay a tax towards Xbox or Microsoft. Is it on Game Pass? Is our mantra. I mean, does it save me money? Well, never mind. Now it's $30 a month. Still saves you money. The average person gets 3 to 5 games a year. I think it's 4 to 5 games a year now. Okay. Games are more expensive, $70, $80, $100. Right? You don't have to pay $360 for the entire year. I don't know why people keep thinking it's a subscription service. You're not signing a year deal. Right? You can literally get 1 month deal or 3 month deal. Everyone, I love how people, here's the mentality, right? I pay for Netflix, but I only watch, let's say, 5 movies a year. Let's just say 10 movies a year, right? One movie, we'll even do this, 12 movies a year. I watch one movie every month for the year. And now I'm paying, what are you paying, like $17 or whatever it is? And you're like, well, it's worth it. Is it? Right? Or I can wait 6 months, pay 1 month, and then watch 6 movies in that 1 month for $17, and then wait another 6 months and watch the other movie, right? There's so much things that you're not watching, but people are okay. They're just spending it, right? They might go 1 month where they're watching something, and then they might go 3 months not watching something, but they're still paying for that. They're okay with that, right? But they're not okay with renting something for 1 month and then playing the stuff and then putting it down. Again, I don't know why everyone thinks subscription services is a year signed contract. They want a la carte, man. They want you to pay every month if they can. Let's go on Silver. Para says 30. I game on mobile using xCloud and my controller with an attachment. Lost my attachment in 2023. I haven't played since, but if I'm being honest, it was amazing playing GTA 5 on my phone. I play when I travel, Para. I travel with my backbone and my cell phone, or I take my Xbox controller and my iPad. I've been cloud gaming for 5 years. Right? I've always had a good experience with it. Now, supposedly, you can get a better experience, whatever. I understand that people don't want to spend $30 a month, and you don't have to. You can go down. Yesterday, we were talking about a lot of people that are angry about Microsoft raising the price of $30 are even people that are not even Xbox people. You understand that? The people that you see on YouTube complaining about Xbox, they complained about Xbox beforehand and said that Game Pass there's no games on Xbox. Game Pass is a shit deal, whatever. This is what they would say. And then now, because it raised the price to $30, now these people that said these things say, well, I have to cancel my Game Pass, right? Or I canceled my Game Pass. And it's like, but you said you didn't like Game Pass. You said you didn't like Xbox, but then you were paying $20 a month, but now it's $30 a month, and now it's bad. So it was bad before, and you were behind the scenes playing Ultimate, and then now it went up higher price, and now it's exposed you because now you're like, well, now I'm canceling my Game Pass, right? It's just very strange to me. Again, you don't have to pay $30. You can get ways of not paying $30 for Ultimate, and then you also don't have to pay for a full year. People say this all the time about binge watching on Netflix or Amazon or anything else. They're like, yeah, I'll just wait for the series to be done. Then I'll get it for 1 month and then watch a bunch of series and then I cancel, right? And here's the best part. A lot of PlayStation guys that I've watched on YouTube talking about this, these are the guys that said that gaming is no longer a hobbyist thing, right? You have to have money to spend on stuff, right? And yet now it's $30 for Game Pass, and these people are like, that's too rich for my blood. Yeah, it's like, whatever. Just be consistent. Just be consistent across the board, would you? 30. Oh, I know. I'm talking about the canceled Xbox handheld. Mode says, I'm still asking if it's a Game Pass Water Bear, or if you're still asked if even more next year, but it's nothing. I really want next year, so I might be Game Pass only next year. We will see. Aku says, 30 people blaming it on Xbox. Actually funny if Asus device, and they know it's overpricing shit. Yeah, it's Asus that made the price, not Xbox. Xbox just teamed up with them to play the games on there. It's the same thing with Xbox. Xbox didn't make the VR headsets, but there's an Xbox headset from Facebook for MetaQuest, right? They didn't make it, but it's teamed up with them. Titan says, how come there isn't a discounted early yearly plan for Ultimate Game Pass? I find that odd. How come there isn't a discounted yearly plan? They got rid of yearly plans, Titan. I want to say before this generation came out. You used to be able to pay up 12 months for the yearly stuff. They got rid of that years ago, right? They made you where you had to minimum 3 months. Or I'm sorry, you could go 1 month or 3 months. You couldn't go past 3 months. They didn't even sell 6 months anymore, if I'm not mistaken, right? Right? You can either buy it and then do it, or just do the recurring payment if you want. Never do the recurring payment. Never do the recurring payment. Right? Just buy the thing and put it in the thing, and then that's it. I have a question for you. Would you be all for losing Game Pass and paying $5 a month for base Xbox Gold again? For me personally, no, it wouldn't be worth it because I have a son. If I didn't have a son that played video games and switched all the time, if it was just me, sure. But then again, I wouldn't pay the $5 for Xbox Gold. I would just go play PC games. Waterbear says, I'm going to cancel Game Pass for PC until something I want to play comes out on date. I'm like, it's like renting a new game for $30 for the month. Right. And then you play as much as you can for that month. And if you never buy anything again, so let's say a brand new game comes out, right? Let's say the next Gears of War comes out, Water, and you like that game. You could buy it. You could buy it straight up, right? You could buy it straight up and be done with it, right? So you pay $70, $80 maybe for the next Gears of War game. Or you pay $30 for the game on Game Pass, right? And then you beat the game. You beat the game for $30. You play other games that month while you pay the $30. And then down the road, you really liked Gears of War, okay? You played, let's say, 100 hours in that month that you had the $30 that you paid for. You played a couple other games there. And then 2 years down the road, all of a sudden, Gears of War is on sale, and you pick it up for $20, right? Even $30. Okay, well, now you buy it for $30, and you paid $30 originally, and you paid $60. If you want to figure it that way, right? And then you paid it basically, and now you own the game. You own the game, and you played it when it came out for $30. You played other wins. You beat the game. You did all the stuff. A lot of people just look at it and go, I don't want to pay for this because I don't own it. Well, you can own it if you want to. You can purchase it. Everyone thinks that you have to pay a full year of Game Pass, and you also can't buy games. You can still go buy your games. They would rather you go buy the $80 game. Let's be honest, right? Leo says, I like a flat fee once per year. I always forget that it has to be renewed. You could do that. You could do that right now. You can go out, get the Game Pass games, go buy 4 3-month versions, okay, of Game Pass for the year for $20. So for $240, you too can get a year's of Game Pass right now, Ultimate Game Pass, for 1 year by just putting 4 codes in. There you go. And then you don't have to worry about it. If you want cloud gaming, bro, you got to pay. And another thing I like, everyone thinks that you can't play Call of Duty. Did they say you can't buy Call of Duty? Like, Call of Duty is only on Ultimate. You can't buy Call of Duty on Xbox? Last time I checked, you can still buy Call of Duty if you wanted to buy Call of Duty. I've been getting abused because I have an avatar. Just saying. Yeah. Aku says a lot of these YouTubers are hypocrites. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's just funny seeing. Because they shit talk the entire time, Aku, and then you find out that they had Game Pass this entire time. I don't know. Just admit it. You know, Roic says you always just get the $20 level. And if you game you want to play a day and date, just get the $30 for the month and then go back down. It's what I'm planning on doing. Once a year is up. Yeah. And if you don't want to play at all, you just don't pay for Game Pass until you want to pay for Game Pass. This is true. It's not just Game Pass increase. I've always said that this is a rich man's sport, and it's becoming more and more day by day. Jason says, if you throw FOMO in the garbage and simply wait for stuff to go down in price, then you can get everything you want. Exactly right, Jason. You know, me and Sard always say, you don't have to buy day and date. You don't have to buy day one. You don't have to buy week one. You don't have to buy a month one. Aku says, 30, we know that PlayStation 5 guys are brokies after paying for the PlayStation 5 Pro, PSVR 2, and the Portal, and then $80 games. This is like right up their alley. You know, I bet. Let me do this hypothetical world here. Are you ready? Let me do this hypothetical world, Aku. Imagine a world where PlayStation had day-and-date games, where God of War, Spider-Man 3, Wolverine came to PlayStation Plus, and it was $30, right? Let's just reverse this world, okay? PlayStation fanboys would be like, well, PlayStation's got the best games on the planet, and it's a premium gaming, so of course they pay $30, and if you guys don't like it, you're too broke to buy the games, right? To buy the service, right? This would 100% be the MO of those people because PlayStation is the Apple of video games, right? They're the high-end tier of stuff. This is known, right? It's like a status symbol. You own a PlayStation, you're just better than the rest of us, right? That's what it is. Right? Even though I've owned PlayStations up until PlayStation 5. I've owned every PlayStation up until PlayStation 5. Okay? But that's what it is, right? They would flip the script and say, well, $30 is a great deal. We get the best games at the PlayStation 5 Pro with the 60 frames per second, with the upscaling and stuff like that. They 100% would flip it like that. Most says Game Pass never had a year, but I was also grandfathered in with the 6 month. No, you could pay for 12 months, 100%, Mo. There was 12 months, not this generation. For the 360 and for the Xbox One, you 100% could get, not the 360? Well, not the 360 era, but the Xbox One era, you could 100% get 12 months. 100% get 12 months. I know, because I had it. But back then, it was only $120, right, for the full year. Let's see. Silver says, I think some stores still have the gift cards. Oh, they're all over the place. All over the place. You can go to Best Buy, Target, Walmart, GameStop. You can even buy them on Amazon right now, Silver. You can get the cheaper cards, the $20 ones. PS5 Below says, all the PlayStation YouTubers have Game Pass, unless they canceled. Pixel says, 58. I'm 58. Let's see. I want a free version with ads so I can have... Well, we'll go to that next story right now, because we're going to talk about the free version of cloud gaming or Xbox Game Pass. Mo says, I still don't understand why people keep saying they took away day and date. They never got rid of day and date. Day and date was always and only on Ultimate. So where do they take it away from? I don't know if they took it away, right? It was only a day and date. No. They moved it last year, right? They moved up day and date to Ultimate. Was it last year or 2 years ago? Before that, day and date was on... It was on Game Pass, but then they had to differentiate the tiers. They did something. I remember for something, it was day and date for all of Game Pass, but then they had to up it to the Ultimate. I want to say they did Ultimate 2 years ago. I want to say it was like in 23 when they made the day and date just on Ultimate. It was gold, not Game Pass. Here, hold on a second. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, 12 months. Is this wrong? Am I blind? Right? Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, 12 months. PC, Gold, plus EA Play, plus console. And that's the Xbox One, by the way. That's the Xbox One. Right? Am I confused? Am I making that up? That was back in Xbox One. They had the Game Pass cards for 12 months. This is just what I typed in now, but back on Xbox One, they had a 12-month card. They always added, it was always Game Pass Ultimate. They added tiers only. Hold on. Xbox Game Pass started in June 1st, 2017 with public launch on Xbox One consoles, offering a library of over 100 games to subscribers for $10 per month. Okay. Day one releases in January of 2018. Microsoft announced that all first-party Xbox games would be available on Game Pass on the same day in their retail and digital releases. PC Game Pass, Microsoft launched in Game Pass in 2019, and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate in June of 2019. Ultimate was released combining Game Pass for console, PC Game Pass, and Xbox Live Gold into one package, right? The day-and-date games were before Ultimate, and it was on across the whole thing. And then they switched it because, remember, they didn't have the lineup that they had today. Right? There was day and date for Game Pass, but before they had the Ultimate Pass, and it was just in Game Pass. They didn't have the lineups they had. They didn't have the games they had, so they had to put the day and date games on there. comments, Luke. Xbox Game Pass Essential has removed the 12-month option. The only option that you have is 3 months, which is Essential plan, which I know they did it a while back. They're saying they did it just like 6 days ago, but they did it a while ago. Yeah. Microsoft stopped selling 12-month subscriptions of Xbox Live Gold subscriptions, which if you had that, you could go into the Game Pass, because they moved all gold into Game Pass. And this is how people got it for $1 like 5 years ago for it. A lot of people did. Yeah, they stacked them and whatnot. Getting rid of games with gold and Xbox Live Gold and the movie store. Xbox is being streamlined. Yeah, they're trimming down the fat and trying to force people to get Game Pass. Not enough people were getting Game Pass, right? So the business model is, okay, we had gold. Not enough people were moving over to Game Pass, so let's include gold into Game Pass. Boom, let's check that, right? Then they're like, well, not enough people are going up a tier, so what do we have to do? Well, let's take games and put them on Ultimate. And they're like, okay, a lot of people are not doing this on Ultimate, so we have to, what else can we do, right? And they started streamlining stuff to move it towards Game Pass. Everyone's on Game Pass, and why are you on Game Pass? Well, if you want to play on cloud gaming, there's the big thing, right? We want people to go on cloud so we can test out cloud better, to the infrastructure of cloud move faster and faster throughout the years. Then you want day and date, right? All these people, what would make them go to Ultimate? Okay, well, let's take Call of Duty and put it over there. Here's another weird thing I don't understand. Okay, a lot of people are arguing that, well, they ruined it because Call of Duty, okay, get this now, right? So Call of Duty, before they put it on Game Pass, okay, last year, Call of Duty was Call of Duty, okay? And people were upset because they said that, well, Call of Duty, if Microsoft buys it, they're going to ruin it, even though right now all of Call of Duties are still being run and made before, like, Xbox doesn't even have their hands in it yet, because all the studios that make Call of Duty have already been in the cycle for 3 to 5 years. They've only owned them for 2. So there's all the Call of Duties that are coming out now are from Activision Blizzard, not anything that has to do with Xbox itself. Okay? So Call of Duty is now on Game Pass last year and this year. And people are like, oh, well, they're going to ruin it, the sales. Like, the customers are upset because they're going to ruin the sales. Make it make sense, because the company wants to put it on there because they want to dangle the keys in front of you and say, well, you want to play Call of Duty, it's on Game Pass. And they're like, oh, cool, we'll come to Game Pass then, right? So a lot of people, and it's showing now, by the way, right? A lot of people went to Ultimate Game Pass for day and date last year, even though the people on YouTube said, oh, it's such a shit deal and blah, 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 Call of Duty. Meanwhile, they were playing it on Ultimate Game Pass. Okay, but now it shows, because now it raises to 30, and all these people that didn't like Call of Duty and didn't like Game Pass, all of a sudden are complaining about Call of Duty and Game Pass. Game Pass going up in price and Call of Duty being the marker that's drafting them over there, which then tells me there was a shit ton of people on Ultimate, okay, that were playing Call of Duty. And now they're upset because now they got to pay an additional $10 more to play Call of Duty instead of just buying Call of Duty. So they went from, I don't want to pay for Call of Duty, right, to I'm renting Call of Duty, to now I have to pay more for Call of Duty, and they're upset about it. So just go buy Call of Duty, right? It's very weird. It's very weird to me that people are bitching about Call of Duty, but then they're also bitching that Call of Duty is in the $30 plan. They're dangling it in front of people because Microsoft wants people to come over to Game Pass. And the reason we've said this, me and Sarge said this on GXG last week, okay? The reason they raised the price, Microsoft already did the data, and they said 5%, 10%, 15%, whatever the number is that they looked at and said, this is how many people are going to leave and just cancel Game Pass. This other percentage of people will drop down to percentage of the Game Pass. And then the people that stay on the $30 market will make up for the percentage that leaves, because they're paying $10 more. So when they analysts look at this stuff. They go, okay, if we raise it this much, what percentage are we losing? And then what percentage is staying that will pay for the people that are leaving? So if it was $500 million a month, okay, they're still making $500 million a month because they lost this percentage, okay, but these people are paying, so they're still around there. So let's just say it's at 450 and not 500,000, okay? That is what they did. So they got rid of the people that weren't going to do it. Sort of like Netflix said, hey, you can't share your Netflix account, okay? So they locked it down. All of a sudden, Netflix went up through the roof. More people got Netflix, right? That is what they do. This is what corporations do. They crunch the numbers, they see what it is, and then that's what they do. This is not like a whimsical thing. They're like, oh, they know they're going to lose people. 100% they know they're going to lose people. But what is that percentage? That's for them to know. We don't know because we don't know the full number. Big Mo says, I don't give a damn about the sales. Just give me the games and keep them flowing. You'll get my $30. Leo says, I'm looking forward to Clockwork. That comes out, what, sometime next year? I know it got delayed, right, at one point? All right, let's go to the second story here, which is Microsoft reportedly testing. Oh, hold on one second. I got to turn my fan on. Microsoft reportedly testing free version of Xbox Cloud Gaming. All right, if you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. Can we get this? No. What is this advertisement over here? All right, whatever. It's like it's there, but it's not there. It's like off to the side. It's so weird. All right, so Xbox Cloud Gaming could have free ad support version launching as a beta test soon, according to the reports on social media. While Xbox Cloud Gaming will still be offered as part of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, for the free ad support tier will reportedly be limited to just 5 hours per month with a brief ad window at the start of playing each session. This is horrible. This is horrible. I mean, I guess good for people that can go outside and play video games again, right? Or I'm sorry, go outside and not play video games again. Go touch some grass, right? But, you know, there's someone else doing this. I don't know if they have ads or not. But we kind of brought this up yesterday, right? Where is the pricing of this? Oh, here it is. Okay. Huh. I wonder where they're getting this from. I wonder where they're getting the free cloud gaming ad-supported thing from that they're getting shit for, that someone's been doing this for years already. Okay? Which is NVIDIA GeForce Now. GeForce Now has a basic rig, ad-supported, join for free, access to 2,000 plus games, 1 hour gaming sessions, up to 1080p resolution, up to 60 frames per second. Okay. Sounds pretty similar. I don't see stories being written off for GeForce Now for the ad support free version. Okay. In short, Xbox Cloud Gaming is one of the perks of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions. This feature allows users to stream eligible games to their device with the games running on dedicated servers. Let me move this over closer. Dedicated servers, GeForce Now, right? So, however, the cable or fiber internet connection is recommended for using the xCloud Gaming service. As of this writing, Xbox Cloud Gaming is out of beta and now publicly available. Okay. Xbox Cloud Gaming could get free ad support tier. Oh, you mean like GeForce Now? Okay. As more titles are added to the Xbox Cloud Gaming, Microsoft is looking to expand the service to more consumers. Okay, limited capacity as reported by The Verge. A beta version of Xbox Cloud Gaming would be offered for free and be supported by advertisements. right? This would also allow users to play select games without the active Xbox Game Pass subscription, along with games tied to their user Microsoft account and free-to-play days. Approximately 2 minutes of pre-roll ads would be played before the game stream begins, and each session would also be capped at 1 hour. 1 hour. That's crazy. It's crazy how the industry all works together. Just convenient, huh? Maybe it's just happenstance. Okay. Also, it says the mostly cap on Xbox Cloud Gaming ad-supported tier would also be 5 hours through the limits of subject to change before a free tier exists in the beta window, right? Xbox Cloud Gaming free service tier would be available on Windows PC, Xbox console, support mobile devices, and various web browsers. However, the beta launch of Xbox Cloud Gaming's free tier comes at a controversial time for Microsoft. Why? GeForce Now is doing it already. Why is it controversial for Microsoft to do it, but meanwhile, the industry has already been doing this for years? On October 1st, Xbox Game Pass announced the steep subscription price increase to all its tiers, along with renaming the previous core and standard tiers to Essential and Premium, respectively. Okay. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which also includes access to Xbox Cloud Gaming, has also a monthly subscription rate go from $20, $19.99 to $29.99. The Xbox Game Pass price change results in many users canceling their subscriptions out of the protest. It remains to be seen how effective the free Xbox Cloud Gaming tier will be retained for users. Okay. Again, I don't want to see this, but then again, I'm also not playing for free. Okay. If I had to watch an ad every time I had to play a video game, okay, and there's also another rumor, and I think the patent actually went with, was it Sony? What was that patent that we read? Was it Sony? Was it Activision? Was it Netflix? I forget who had the patent, chat, where you have to speak out the name of the ad so it knows that you watch the ad. Who did the patent for that? I forget who did the patent for that. We're going to have to look that up in a second. Okay. I remember a story we talked about where you watch the ad. Okay. You watch the ad and you have, if it's like a McDonald's ad, you have to say like McDonald's, or Pepsi, you have to say Pepsi. So it knows that you got that, right? I want to say, was it an EA? I don't know, Travis. I have to look it up. We have it. You know what? Let me look it up. I know it's in our Discord. Let me see. It had to be in the submitted stories. Submitted stories. Let's see. Patent. Patent for commercials. Let me see. No. Patent for ads. Oh, here it is. I think it might have been Microsoft. Microsoft files patent for displaying personal ads in games. This was back in 2022. Let me see if this is it. Let me see if this is it. Microsoft filed a patent describing a system that would also serve personalized ad content to games as they play. A patent was also filed on Games Usual's titled Providing Personal Content for Untrustable Online Gaming Experience. It describes a system where ads can be served to cloud-based streaming or internet-connected games, but those ads are personal for each player. Okay, the diagram included a patent showed personalized ads and applied to the billboards in a driving game, and a hoarding behind a goal in the soccer game, a branding of outfits in sports games, and ads would also be served in real time, appearing to locations deemed consistently visible and based on who is playing, which is also determined by the checking the account used to access the game. Although the patent states it would be ultra-intrusive system of serving ads, it would also be inevitably led to developers being asked to ensure a minimum number of locations where ads can be placed. Environment designs will also be impacted. Look, I don't want to be playing like a fantasy fucking game like Fable. I'm like hacking and slashing people, and then all of a sudden there's like a castle and there's a sign on the board that says like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Be like, the fuck? Right? Hopefully that's not happening. But yeah, so Microsoft has already games console relies on internet connection access. So this is a completely different one. But we talked about that on GXG, and this article is from 2022. Okay? So I do remember that. Let me see if I can find the other one. Okay, let me see if I can find the other one. Patent. God, what would it be? Maybe it's just patents. Let me see if I can find the word just patents. We have patents. There's a bunch of them here. That's 2025. There was one that we had. Cross-platform play. Check out. That's Nintendo Switch. Man, we have so many patents to go through. Oh, man. Let me see if I can find it. There's so many things that have patents. Some of them are so ridiculous as well. Let's see. This is a patent. Pokemon Company. Sony patents hints at new VR headsets. Xbox never owns its first detailed look at the Keystone. Activision paid 2.3 patent infringement. That's Sony fingerprint ads. Bracing Battle Pass system. Working on holographic display for its PlayStation. Sony patents could lead to AI gaming streams. Hold on. We're getting closer, guys. Sony appears to be working on augmented reality glasses. Sony developed a super fungible token gaming. Sony working on matchmaking system. EA could be working on its own creation software. This is back in 2024. I gotta find it because it's pertinent to what we're talking about, right? Because this is not the first time it's happening. Patent for MMO. Wasn't you speak ads and skip it? Yeah, I forget who said it though. Sony patents smell-o-vision style video game. No, Sony help system could be real game changer. It was 100%. Is this it? This is another Sony patent. This time, patent actually pretty useful. Oh, that's a useful one. Improved controls for mobile gaming. PlayStation controller could change. No, that's Google. Sony has so many patents. So many patents. System smart parental controls. Working on its own AI assistants. Spectators working on movement-based navigation system. Universal Studios. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. This is back in. I knew it was Sony. I knew it was Sony. Sony owns a patent that would force viewers to yell out brand names during commercials, okay, to end them. Now, see, the rumor going around from other people, okay, is that Microsoft, they said, well, Microsoft is coming up with a system where you have to yell at the thing to say the ad, okay? And nope, it's Sony. But yet if Microsoft implements it, that means Microsoft would have to pay Sony for the patent, wouldn't they? So, look, I have a good sharp memory. I remember talking about stuff on this thing, okay? Right? So, Sony has the patent that you have to scream at your television set. Would you go watch me and Sarge probably rant about this on Generation X Gaming back on January 10th, 2023. Okay, yeah, you have to yell McDonald's after you're watching this stuff, right? But people, again, because people like shitting on top of other things that's happening, right? So Microsoft raised the prices of their console. Microsoft raised the prices of Game Pass. Microsoft is a greedy son of a bitch company, just like all these other companies. But now they're trying to take other people's patents and throw it onto Microsoft and say, well, they have a free tier that will have ads, right? Will have ads. Yeah, like GeForce Now. Just like GeForce Now. GeForce Now has the exact same thing. Free ads or free tier, 1 hour play session, okay? And you only can go up to a certain period, right? And you get ads for it. Amazing, okay? Amazing how people... Let me know that you don't know the industry. Tell me you don't know the industry without telling me you don't know anything about the industry, right? A lot of people are just parrots, right? Look, I remembered a story from fucking 2 years ago about a patent that someone filed where you scream at your television set, okay? it's absurd that a lot of people think that, well, because Microsoft's doing it, this is absurd. This is bad for the gaming industry. Meanwhile, GeForce Now has been doing this the whole time. Okay? Cloud gaming is the future. I hate to break it to you guys. Okay? Right? You guys are going to look at it and go, well, so many people don't have the internet in the world. Yeah. And yet there's still 3 billion people that have mobile devices that can use the internet. Do you know what I mean? There's only 350 million people, right, in the United States, but yet for some reason, this is where most of the money comes from. Right? Is it 350 million, 356 million, something like that? If you get a fraction of that from like India or China, right? Why do you think Microsoft's trying to get into China and stuff? Yeah, they want that little fraction. They want that little fraction of player base over there. Pixel says, I got a patent. I also pictured sending you a bald head, and I'll build the wig. Shh, it's an app for y'all. I don't need it. I'm okay with going bald. PlayStation 5 says, PlayStation controller mics are the worst. Mute in crossplay games. Gaming says, bet you missed Sony's ad patent that will also force the viewer to audibly say, no, I didn't miss it, Gaming. I didn't miss it. No, I know exactly. I couldn't remember if it was, I could have sworn I said Sony first. I was like, I think it's Sony. I said it could be EA or Activision, but it was Sony. You tagged me in. Oh, did you tag me in Discord? You found it before I did? Yeah, that's it. I appreciate it, Clips. I was determined to find it in our submitted stories because I remember we talked about it. Everything just blurs together. I can't believe it was 2 years ago when we talked about it. Right here, and knowing it's an Xbox idea hiding as Sony, that's the retarded statement. I'm making an ad unrecognizable, so you also have to watch it until the end and skip it. Yeah, you have to be there. It won't go on to the next ad until you say McDonald's, right? Whatever it is. The free cloud gaming ad version seems fine to me. 2 minutes ad roll, then 1 hour of uninterrupted, up to 5 hours a month. Why is it not free? I mean, right here, again, I'll bring up the GeForce Now. GeForce Now, okay, has 1 hour gaming sessions, right? So you have ad support with 1 hour gaming sessions. If you go up to the next tier, which is 12 months, right? You can go monthly plans, right? A monthly plan is $10 a month, no ads for the second tier in GeForce Now. Okay, you get 6 hour gaming session. That's a month. 6 hours a month, right? That's not per day, I don't think. You're paying $10 for 6 hours. Where's the outrage there? Is that per day? Someone let me know. Oh, here it is. 100 hours of premium monthly playtime. So it's 6 hours a day. It is 6 hours a day. Okay. Up here, it's no priority access to queue. 1 hour gaming sessions. They don't tell you what it is over here. Over here, you have 100 hours of premium monthly playtime. Additional playtime available. So you have to pay extra on top of that. I have a question for you guys because I've never gotten GeForce Now. Question for you guys in chat. If you get GeForce Now, do you have to buy the game to then be able to play it on GeForce Now? Right? So you have to have it in like your Steam library and it has to access, or can you just pay GeForce Now and then play any game that you want? Right? You have to own the game, I would think, right? Let's see here. The full patent. I don't need to read the full patent. I appreciate Aku. Yes, you have to have the game. So where is the backlash here? Right? Where is the backlash here? Right? You're paying $10 a month. You have to buy the game to then pay someone to use it because your system, right? Like I could use it because my system's not the greatest. So I could play through GeForce Now for $10 a month, right? Maybe I'll do that for streaming purposes because it might be cheaper. I don't know. I would have to look into it, right? But if I already own a game, but it doesn't run very well on my system because I have a 3060 and this is up to a 4080 or what is it? You can actually go to 4080. Okay. Like, you have to buy the game. How come no one's writing articles about how GeForce Now is a ripoff? That you have to buy the game first and then play it and then rent it. Where Game Pass is giving you the cloud plus the system, right? Because they're streaming off Blades now. I'm confused. Ray says, free GeForce gives you native 1080p capable machines. xCloud gives you 500p hardware. Didn't they just say they raised that? Didn't they just say they raised it to 1440p? Or am I wrong on that, Ray? Didn't Sony or Microsoft? Sorry, so we were talking about Sony. Let's see. Let's see here. Does it say in here what you get with the cloud gaming? It said up to certain plan picker. They don't say what you can do over here. Is it in the first paragraph? Oh, there it is. It is right there. I see it. Thank you. Yeah. Enhanced cloud gaming streaming quality up to 1440p. Right? Yeah. So that's more than what GeForce Now is doing. Right? The Series S plays games at 500 of 800p upscale. It at 1440 with FSR. Free xCloud gives you 1080p low bitrate streaming. Ultimate has been upgraded for players who want to best everything. Okay, classic for the first time ever. Enhance your Xbox cloud gaming streaming quality up to 1440p. Rewards with Xbox and more. When you're streaming from the cloud, it's 1440p. It's the cloud beta. You can upscale it, regardless of if you're on the S or the X. I mean, I would assume that's why they're saying 1440p. X could is Series X blades now. Google it. Right, they upgraded. That's why I think that they're out of beta. Is it for Ultimate only? Ultimate has been upgraded for players who want the best of everything. Right, so it's 1440. So it's not with the Essential. It's only with Ultimate, right? So you can get cloud gaming on Essential and Premium, and maybe that's what Ray's talking about, right? With the 720. Excuse me. Pixel Slap says in the Series X blades, I told you that earlier. Yeah, but does it work for Ultimate's 440 only? Yes. Okay. So Ray's correct. It's lower for the Essential Premium, but if you're on the Series S, but you have Ultimate, you could cloud game at the 1440p. I'm not informed. I used to all cloud and experiment and have fun. Yeah, no, it's not. This is what this is about, right? This is why my morning show is like this, right? It's not about I'm right, you're wrong, you're right, I'm wrong. It's about having a conversation and like educating people. Like we all know, right? Like someone said what the patent sounds like a Microsoft patent. No, it's a Sony patent about the ad thing, right? Like talking about, well, ad-free Game Pass sounds horrendous, but meanwhile, GeForce Now has the thing right here, right? And they've been doing that for years, right? That's all we're doing. We're having a conversation. Let's see. The two others are 720 like before. even if you're paying for Ultimate, right? If you're on Ultimate and you're on an S, you get 1440p. I'm assuming because it's through the cloud, which is using the Xbox Series X blades, right? Series S blades for core premium bounce in between Ultimate gets Series X blades. Simple fact. There you go. Okay. Xbox and the king of options. What an ecosystem. It's actually 1080. Maybe some MediaTek device doesn't have the hardware to decode at 1080p. I would assume, because I remember a friend of mine was playing Starfield, okay, on the Xbox. Was it the One? Yeah, it had to be the One. Or was it 360? I think he was playing Starfield on the One through the cloud. Right? And he sent us a video of it, and it looked just as good as it was on the S because they were using the S blade. Right? From the One, he was playing through the cloud for Starfield. Gaming says, either way, it's good to see a cloud on all the tiers now. Good move, along with the PC Game Pass on all three. Yeah, I think. Look, a lot of people looking at it as the value, and the value doesn't stick for them, and I totally understand that. A lot of people, the value is different for everybody. I have no value for Ubisoft Plus Classic. I have no value for EA Play. I have no value for Fortnite in the Ultimate Edition. The one thing I think mistake of Microsoft is that you're raising it up $30. I'm sorry, $10, not $30. You're raising it up to $30. And I'm not using three of the things that you're putting on there. I don't care about Ubisoft Plus Classic. I don't care about EA Play. And I don't care about Fortnite Crew. It would have been nice. It would have been nice if I could choose. Right? And if I don't want those things, then maybe give me a gift card. Maybe give me something points to go towards something else. I'm giving you $30, but I'm not using those features, right? Like maybe I just get the $20 version, and then if I want those things, then you go up that price. I don't know. I think it's weird that Microsoft is forcing you to give the 30. I get it. It's a corporation. They don't care. They're trying to make it minimalistic as possible. This, or this. Otherwise, you'd be like a McDonald's menu where it's like, you want this, I'll take a number 1, and a number 5, and a number 6, and a number 52, 75. It gets really confusing with all that stuff, right? But I have no value, so I'm paying, and I'm not paying $30 yet. I extended mine with the $20. So now I'm paid up till May as of right now, okay? So I'm only paying $20 a month up until May. And so I get the Crew. I get Ubisoft Plus Classic, and I get that even though they're not valued to me, I'm still paying less money for those now. That feels a little bit better, at least for now. Let's see here. They should enable the remote play for Xbox 360 games. I think that's their play in the background, right? Right? I think that in the back pocket for value-wise, I think they add the 360 games. I think they add the games like all the Activision Blizzard catalog of Ultimate Alliance, Transformers games. I think they put that up in the Ultimate tier. Okay? I think they put World of Warcraft. I have a video about this 2 years ago talking about World of Warcraft coming to Game Pass. Okay? I feel like they're going to move Battle.net guys over to Game Pass and just include them all so Game Pass numbers go up. People that are just playing World of Warcraft pay the $15, $16 now. What is it, $17 now for PC? So they're paying $2 more. Not only do they get their World of Warcraft subscription, but they also get all access to everything else. Time is time. You know, all the time, and they're only playing that. They're making $2 more off that person, right? That's what I think they have in store. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll put more value there. I think this is why they also raised the price, because I don't think they want to raise the price next year. Again, this is just my speculation. The reason they jumped from 20 to 30 and not 20 to 25 or 24, and then the following year they go from 24 to 29, is because I think they just lump it in. Bunch of value comes in, get people conditioned to what it is, and then they add more value to it a little bit later. And then 2027, then when the prices will go up again, which is, where does it go? This will be a different conversation we have at that point. Kubini says there's also a rumor from people getting emails saying current users won't go to 30, only new customers. I haven't got that email yet, but I'll check. Let's see. Been 5 years into Ultimate. There's probably 3 years of games I didn't touch, but I could have, and I'll leave it there. Oh, we talked about this yesterday, Pixel, right? Yesterday I said, if you're a new person in Game Pass, right? My son's 11 years old. He's never played any of the Assassin's Creed games. He's never played any of the Gears games. He's never played any of the Halo games yet. He started playing, I think, Halo. I think he played ODST, or he's playing ODST, right? He hasn't played any of those things. Now, I own most of them. Okay, almost all of them, actually. Okay. But my point is that if you're brand new and you've never played any of those things and you're paying $30, even if those games are $10 a piece, right? You got, 6 Halo games. You got 13 Assassin's Creed games. You got the Gears of War. You got another 5 or 6 Gears of War games, right? You have like $240 if they're all $10 a piece, right? And if you played all of those games in 1 year, it's still worth the price. Yes, you don't own them. But people really don't care about owning stuff, right? I do. I have a wall of games I own, right? But it's a value, not for everybody, but for people that haven't played those games, that's a value. Altair says 45 is next. When do you think 45 is going to happen? Within the next year? 2 years? There's a point, though, Altair, that they get to, and it loses the value completely. Right? And I think they're there. If they go up to 40, 45, it's over for them. They would rather just shut it down at that point, because you're not going to get a massive amount of people to get $45 a month every month. That would be really, really crazy. They would have to give so much value. Or they have so many people on Game Pass now that it's saturation point, and then they raise it up to $45 or $45. All right, we're going from that. Let's go to let's Sony Patent. Let's GeForce Now. Let's talk about Destiny. Destiny is real. I don't want to talk about Destiny, but Destiny's in the news, so we're gonna talk about Destiny a little bit, right? Because a lot of you guys still play Destiny. Pear says 30 makes a great point. I purchased the games I love. Example, that last Call of Duty I purchased was Black Ops. The last video game I purchased was Helldivers 2 for Steam. I only play games I own. Yeah, right? ESPN is 30's Netflix. ESPN is 30's Netflix is 25. I think things are prices for any service. Wait a minute. ESPN is 30. Netflix is 25. I think things are prices for any service. Is Netflix that much? 25? ESPN is expensive. ESPN is very expensive. Hell, YouTube Premium is going up in price as well. Everything's going up in price. Yeah, very pricey. All right, let's talk about this. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I appreciate you very much. All right. So Destiny 2 hits lowest player count on Steam in franchise history as community reaches breaking point. He says, I don't trust Bungie anymore. Okay, well, welcome to the club. Destiny 2 just hit its lowest player count on Steam since launch. Between new systems introducing the Edge of Fate, controversial changes, and fading trust in Bungie, longtime fans are walking away. It says, if you've been following the news lately, you probably know that Bungie's popular MMO, Destiny 2, I love how they call it an MMO. They used to argue that it wasn't an MMO. And we actually used to say it is an MMO, and people are like, no, it's not an MMO. And now everyone just calls it an MMO, right? It's not doing so well right now. Back in July, the studio launched the Edge of Fate. The latest expansion has kicked off the next multi-year saga for the game. Now, over 2 months later, the game's population has sunk to its lowest ever in history. Now, I have a question. Let's be honest here. The game's been around for 11 years now. 11 years. Okay? I have a son that's 11. Okay, he was born just a week before Destiny launched. Okay, so I know how old Destiny is based on my son's age. Okay, so my son is 11 years old. If everyone wants to say, and look, I don't like Bungie. I used to love Destiny. I used to love Bungie. Lost interest in 2016. Okay, don't care anything about the company. Okay, but to say that this game wasn't successful, it's been around for just this one game for 11 years, right? So you might not like it. Other people might not like it, but it's been around for freaking 11 years. Same game, still here. Okay. The Edge of Faith launched with just 98,211 players on Steam, less than 1/3 of the Final Shape 314,000 day one peak. That drop wasn't entirely unexpected since the Final Shape marked the end of Destiny 10-year Light of Darkness saga. Naturally, a stopping point for many longtime players. Yeah, they've been playing for a decade. They're like, I'm good. I'm done. I don't need to go on anymore. I want to play other things. Do you know how many stories? Hell, my own. In 2016, I was playing nothing but Destiny. I play other ones like Battlefield and stuff like that, but mostly we played Destiny, right? I have 1,300 hours and 1,700 hours in that time frame from Battlefield 1 and Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. Reverse that. Destiny 1, 1,700 hours. Destiny 2, 1,300 hours, right? That's 3,000 hours in 4 years, basically, okay, for mass amount of playtime. I stopped playing Destiny, and like the world opened up to me. I was like, holy Christ, there's a lot of games, right? Because we only have the same amount of time. And if I'm taking 3,000 hours of my time playing one game or one series, and just 19,000 games came out last year, what do you think's happening right now when all these people are like, yeah, I kind of want to go play this other game I saw people playing. Seems pretty fun. Maybe I'll go play it, right? I'm doing the exact same thing in this game. I'm kind of done, right? You got $1,000 out of me, right? From all the expansions and all the things and the microtransactions and all the other stuff that people did for 10 years. They got your money. They're just kind of done, right? It says, with Edge of Faith, however, Bungie made a bunch of major system-wide changes to how Destiny 2 plays. One of the core additions is the Portal, a new system meant to give players more options to play and improve the new player experience and overall replayability of the game. But since its launch, the Portal has become one of the most debated features, the next debated feature, right, in Destiny. Okay, many players say it's overcomplicates the experience instead of improving it. That's Destiny and Bungie's MO, overcomplicating things, okay? It's clear that the mood of the community feels worsened than ever, and the player count is showing that. Destiny 2 player count hits record low. According to Steam charts, Destiny 2 average player count on Steam is over the last 30 days is just 18,438. Let me tell you something. If I had 18,439 people watching me, that would be fantastic. Right? The lowest ever has been since the games arrived in Steam in 2019. Even January of 2025, which previously held the record at 18,542, has now been passed. Right, September 2025's monthly average is 19,307, which is a 44% negative month over month from August and negative 23% year over year from September of 2024. So for comparison, Destiny 2's highest monthly average was 165,000 back in October of 2019. Today, during the non-peak hours, the game dropped to 8,000 concurrent players on Steam, possibly one of the first times I ever fallen that low. Here's the month-by-month breakdown of Destiny 2's average and peak player counts in Steam in January of 2024. So last 30 days, 18,000 average, right? 54,000 peak. And then as we go, so you can see what's happening here, right? You can see where the updates came in, 116,000, 314,000, then drop off, right? Then it comes back in. Then the next one comes back in. And then they have a December. A lot of people, I know a lot of Destiny content creators are done with the game. They're completely done with the game. It says Destiny 2 expansion launch day 1 peak player counts as also the peak player numbers. Here's how each major Destiny 2 expansion has performed on launch day. Right? That is the last time I think Beyond Light is the last time I tried it. Right? 242,000. Right? Edge of Fate's at 98,000. Right? It's staggering 69% giggity drop compared to Final Shape. Okay, community sentiment around Destiny 2 and Bungie has also been sliding with each patch. on Steam, Edge of Fate holds a recent review rating of overwhelming negative with only 4% positive reviews out of 370 total. Look, no one even cares about reviewing it, for God's sakes. The discussion around Destiny 3 and its players could want something like that. One user said, I don't trust Bungie anymore with this franchise. I'm already off the Destiny 2 train, and I have no clue what they could do to bring me back on board of anything Bungie does. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to come back. You enjoyed something, go enjoy something else, right? You don't need to play Destiny for the rest of your life. There are so many games. There are so many franchises and games that you can go out to. Like, it's like being stuck inside all day, and then you open the door and you're like you look at the sun and you're like, holy Christ, it's beautiful outside, right? That's what happens with Destiny, okay? That's what happens with any game that you're just constantly, like World of Warcraft or a Warframe. You're just constantly playing just that one game, right? And I get it. People have more time than money, and they want to stick in that game. If it's Elder Scrolls Online, if it's Skyrim, if it's Mass Effect series, if it's whatever, Helldivers, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, whatever it is, okay? But when you get away from that one game, like it opens up, man. It's almost like having when you're in high school and you have that first girlfriend. You think that's it. That's the love of your life. That's the one. Maybe you married your sweetheart, fantastic. But then all of a sudden, you start going out there and you see all these other people that you could date, right? Hang out with. And you're like, oh my God, what was I doing? What was I doing? Right? Like, go play other games. Go experience other things. That way you're just so not narrow-minded of like, this is what it is, right? Go try an RPG. Go try a strategy game. Go try an MMO. Go try different things and stop just sitting on that one little thing, you know? So Destiny 2's next big hope is Star Wars theme Renegades, which is, imagine that. Bungie and Sony are relying on a brand that is so damaged. Star Wars arguably is one of the most damaged brands in the world now. And that is what Destiny is rolling the dice with. They're like, come on, 7, right? They're looking for Star Wars to revive this game at probably the worst point of Star Wars ever. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below in the live chat. What do you think about Destiny? Do you think it's done? Do you think it's the game that's done? Do you think the game is just in bad shape, or the game is good? It's ran its course. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right. We have another Destiny story, but I'll be honest, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Let's watch this. Is this the does IGN have first playthrough? No, that's not what I want. IGN had a gameplay of Crimson Desert, right? 11 minutes. Let me see. That's Battlefield. I don't see it. You posted it in the Discord. Oh, there it is. 11 minutes. I got it. All right, Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert. We'll watch this in just a second. It's got 11 minutes of gameplay, brand new gameplay of all IGN of Crimson Desert. So we'll watch that in just a second. Let's chat a little bit about Bungie here. Gaming Fire says, I only play one game. Liar. Let's see. Eyes were open when I left Destiny. 100% Mo. Sarge says, Star Wars is so damaged that it comes with its own handicap sticker. Damaged brand plus damaged brand equals undamaged brand in Bungie's eyes. Imagine that, Water, right? It's like we could help revive Star Wars. Kraken says, what's going on, Kraken? Says game is done. It's ran its course. Ron Slusher says Nicki Minaj can save Destiny 2. Yeah, they just bring Nicki Minaj cosmetic in there. Done. Done. Let's see here. Xbox and Star Wars are so similar. I love them. I had this conversation, was it 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? Where I was like, you don't need Star Wars and Destiny. Just keep it out of there. I know they did it last year. They don't need to do it again. Pixel Slap says, last film I watched was in 79. It was there, Star Wars. Robert Jones says, make Destiny great again. Watch out, Jones. Watch out. If you put a hat like that on and you go on stage, it could be like Splitgate 2. The Star Wars expansion does look interesting, though. Sure it does. That's what they want you to do. They're like, because you don't really like Destiny. You like Star Wars. And because Star Wars is so badly damaged, you're like, well, this seems like a cool Star Wars inside of Destiny. Right? That's exactly right. It's so badly damaged that you're hoping that Destiny makes Star Wars better and then Star Wars makes Destiny better. That's where we are. Instead of sitting on their own and just making Star Wars on its own, they're like, let's license it out to everything. And then Destiny's like, we need help. We need help because Destiny itself can no longer withstand. Remember, they wanted to make books and movies and television shows of Destiny. And now Destiny is like, hey, Star Wars, can you help us out here? Jake Breezy says, one damaged brand minus one damaged brand equals perfection. Roic says, Destiny needs Sydney Sweeney to do commercials for them. Oh, yeah, there you go. She can play, what's the, she can play the Queen. I forget this is great. She can play the Queen. Paint her blue. Put her in there. Done. Pixel says the Traveler left. Wait. That's a spoiler. That's all right. All right. Let's watch this for Crimson Desert. I still remember when they changed the voice of Ghost. Remember the drama in that? With Peter Dinklage? Ron says Splitgate and Destiny need to hook up. Oh, there you go. That would work out for them. All right, let's watch this for Crimson Desert. This is 11 minutes of brand new gameplay.
IGN first for October is Pearl Abyss's Crimson Desert, the open-world action-adventure set in the fantasy continent of Pywell. First up for you, we've got 11 minutes of brand new gameplay to show, featuring a full quest as our hero Cliff is tasked with infiltrating a castle and taking down the burly boss at the centre of it. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Stand back.
I'm here to see Duke Wales.
His Grace is busy.
Ah, Greymane.
Looks pretty good.
Countess Azarian said you'd be coming.
Your Grace.
Give us a moment. Seeing you turn up here has given me a glimmer of hope. Strong words. What's made things so hopeless? I was away at General Bastier's request on a training exercise. And in that time, my fortress was overrun by rebels and taken. Quite the clever lot, too. They must have counted on me not being able to refuse the Grand General.
Your Grace, our scouts have reached the North Gate.
We'll start by retaking the fortress. Then let's see what comes next. I'll be leading the assault from outside. Would you support my men at the North Gate?
It's a fake beard.
Ha! Your sorry excuse for a fighter.
This is a single-player game, right? Oh, that's a cool move. We're watching Argus, we're watching 11 minutes of gameplay of Crimson Desert from IGN. The fighting mechanic doesn't look like groundbreaking, obviously, but it looks good. It's kind of... seems a little clunky, I'll be honest. Seems a little clunky. The way he's moving and stuff. The way he's fighting in between. It almost looks like... it doesn't know who to attack.
I'm going to make you beg.
Okay. I wonder how long is he in this game that he's like upgraded where he can do what he's doing. There'd be a reason to go up on top of these things like this. What's he doing there? What's he doing there? He pulls his sword out. Is he like shining something to like... I don't understand what he's doing there. Is he like charging up or something? Jesus. Is it showing where to go? Tells you where to go? Okay. It's pretty badass. Like he's attacking people and then just leaving. Like, come on, fight, guys. What are we doing? He's getting sidetracked. It does seem a little bit like Shadows of War, Ray, now that you say it. When he was fighting earlier, I was going to say something, and I didn't. And now you brought it up. It does. It does remind me a little bit of Shadows of War. Yeah, but there's no nemesis system, Travis, because they're idiots. Yeah, I'll probably play this game. I don't know if I'll get it right when it comes out, Argus, but I'll probably pick it up down the road. Yeah, they patented it. They patented Pixel. So nobody else could use it, and they have to pay them. Is this coming to Game Pass? This is some amazing gameplay they're showing. I have a question, IGN. You had... Oh, you're asking? I don't know. I'm asking as well. You had the time to play and record this, and you decided the best thing to show was no action, climbing a tower on stairs. It's a bold move. Let's see if it works out for him.
Thought I heard a rat scurrying about. So you've come here to meet your end? I'll be happy to oblige.
Did he just miss all of those shots? He did. He fucking missed all of them. This fight's cool. I was just going to ask, if that pillar falls, can you break the other pillars? And if you break the pillars, does the thing collapse in? I haven't noticed any hitching, right? So that's good. There is like a small little like stutter, but I think it's like when he does something, it goes into this like little slow motion type of thing. Like, see that? Right, like right there when he did the roll. Watch, like, watch. Like, you see how it, like, slows down a little bit? Oh, good, he hit him. stun lock there. Yeah, I don't like that. Why don't you block? My God. Like, look at this. No block. No block.
Isn't over yet.
He has to destroy all the pillars to get rid of the archers? I don't know if that's true, because there's a bunch of archers over here, and all the archers are over there by the destroyed pillars. Well, that's cool. So that's cool. So when you beat the boss, it's like Mega Man. When you beat the boss, you get their ability. That's cool.
We'll have plenty more Crimson Desert to show you this month
What's he doing
ahead
there?
of its March 19th, 2026 release, including plenty more gameplay and insights from the development team. For more Crimson Desert,
increase
stay
speed?
tuned to IGN.
Cool. I mean, it looks good. It looks good. It looks better than some of the other games I've seen that came out. Next year is going to be the year of optimization. The year of optimization, right? Games come out, if they're optimized, you know, make a game, sell a game when they come out. It looks good. It's interesting. So maybe this time next year, maybe I'll pick it up. I'm not going to get it day one. Unless something else comes, you know. When does this come out? March? What did you guys say? When is it supposed to come out? March 18th. I mean, that's 2 months before GTA 6. All right. There's another thing I want to watch. I was wanting to watch a in-depth video of it, but I don't know if we have one. They have a trailer for the new update for New World. I liked New World when it first came out, right? New World when it first came out on PC, I enjoyed it. I put about 50, 60 hours into it. Then when they came out for the beta test or whatever for the console, played it, enjoyed it, just never picked it up. Well, since that point, now they have another DLC coming out, which is free. So let's watch this and see what the update is.
Come, wanderer. The gods foretold of your arrival. They show a dark force that guides your path. Ah, I see you thought fortune was on your side. But even the most coveted gifts can become a curse. Now the cards fall silent. All is darkness.
New region. There's a new 10-man raid, right? I've never done any raid. New progression system.
You may try to defeat the darkness, but you cannot escape the night.
He looks like Mephisto. There's a dev update, but that's like 2 hours long. I'm not going to watch that. Interesting. This might be a game I pick up. So I might go back to Fallout 76 in December when the show comes out, because they're doing the Fallout TV series. So like once a week or so, we might play the game, or we might play with Mr. Luke, because we both have it and we played a lot together. So we might play Fallout 76 when it comes back out in December. But I'm looking for a game to pick up. I might pick up New World. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up before the end of this year, but I might pick this up early next year and play this for like a month or two. I just re-downloaded that, Fallout 76. Like, I might pick this up early next year. And this might fill in my early next year. Because I haven't played any of the updated stuff. And again, I own it on PC. Looks interesting. Problem with that is I need a group. I'm not gonna get in by myself, because I'm gonna do kind of the same thing I did in Dune Awakening at that point. You know what I mean? Dune Awakening, it's like I played by myself, so I like update, go through the story and whatnot. But it's better if you run with people. What's going on, Nate? I have to re-download a New World. I liked it when we played it. God, what has it been, like 4 years? When did that come out? Has New World been out for 4 years? Yeah, September 28th, 2021. That's crazy. Holy Christ. Like, where does the time go? Aku says, if I'm available, I'll play New World with you. Are you like a massive high level, Aku? You know what we have to do, Aku? We have to go back and we gotta finish. I don't know if you've ever finished it. Return to Moria, the Lord of the Rings game that we were playing. Did you ever finish it? We should do a push and like finish that sometime. Never beat the story of New World? Never finished. Yeah, I never finished it either. I never finished the main story. I have Moria. I think it has co-op now, crossplay. It had crossplay because I was playing on console and Aku was playing on PC. Yeah, it's too many games. I know. Yeah, we both played on PC. Then I picked it up for console as well, because I think it's a game that my son and I would play together down the road. All right, let me see what's going on Twitter. You never played New World? It's good. We went from New World after we played the demo, and then we played Thrones and Liberty. Thorns and Liberty? Thrones and Liberty. Which that has an update too. That's a free-to-play MMO. That was actually pretty good as well, up to a certain point, and then I was like, all right, I'm good. Yeah, the demo was fun. Vampire Survivor devs say that online co-op mode is coming soon, along with the answer to burning question that has been asking thousands of times. There you go. So co-op Vampire Survivors is coming soon. If you guys are looking to get a giant, this happens every year, but if you guys are looking to get a new television set, or I'm sorry, a computer monitor, Samsung, like it or not, Amazon just slashed the 49-inch Odyssey OLED gaming monitor by 50%. So there you go. You can get the Odyssey OLED G9, dropping the price to $900. One of the lowest prices I've seen in a while. $700 discount, 44% off. So there you go. If you guys are looking for a new monitor. Marathon is ready for another technical test and is inviting players to get involved. I'm good. I'm good. You guys can test it out. Don't forget, Arc Raiders 17th through the 19th. We'll tell you again next week when it gets closer. What else we got going on here? No other news going on here, huh? Slow news cycle. It's all about Xbox. Xbox is not making consoles anymore. Yeah, Prime Day is happening right now. I feel like Prime Day is always happening. It's Prime Day 7 of 8. I feel like it's always. The wait is almost over. Every squad, every moment, every battlefield is about to ignite. They released it early overseas. People are getting hard copies. Battlefield 6 physical copies required, no additional downloads. Yeah, people are already getting it. I don't know if they're playing, but we're going to have a lot of news on Battlefield once it comes out. Lots of news. I'm sure we'll see people loving it and hating it and everything in between. Apple Arcade adding 4 games next month. Oh boy, 4 games. I can't do Apple Arcade. I can't. Aku says, I can also recommend Lord of the Rings. I've spent entirely too much time recently in Lord of the Rings. You talk about Lord of the Rings MMO, Aku? I have like 40 hours in that. I haven't played it in forever, if that's what you're talking about. I think the last time I played it, like I want to say 2013, 2014. It's been like 9 years since I touched it. Is that what you're talking about? The MMO? Yeah, let me see. Let me open my Steam up and see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last time I played it had to be 2013. Maxed level 140 a couple years back. I still want to go back and play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, not Knights of the Old Republic. Star Wars The Old Republic, not Knights of the Old Republic. Let's see. Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings Online. Last time I played, July 25th, 2013. I have 41.3 hours in it. That's the last time I played. So still going strong, huh? Still going strong 12 years later? I don't know if going strong, but still, I mean, they're still supporting it. It looks like the last update they did was September 24th. Well, old school Star Wars MMO water was Star Wars Galaxies, which in my opinion is still the best MMO. Because they've done stuff in that game that's never, still, to this day, is not in MMOs. I don't know if I could go back to it. Maybe I'll download it and look at it again. I would have to, I don't know. Yeah, I love Star Wars Galaxies. I would love Marvel Heroes Omega. Hey, you give me. I'm a sucker for. I'll take Ultimate Alliance. You give me another Ultimate Alliance, I'll take that as well, for sure. Oh, here's that email that you were talking about that someone posted. It says, recently you may have heard about changes to the price of Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. At this time, these increases will not affect new purchases and will not affect your current subscription for the market in which you reside. As long as you are on auto recurring plan. Should you choose to cancel your plan and repurchase, you'll be charged at the current rate. For any reason, there also may be changes to your existing account. We will notify you at least 60 days in advance, and you will have the option to cancel or change your subscription plan at any time. Thank you for being a Xbox Game Pass subscriber. You'll continue. Wait a minute. I'm confused by this. I'm confused by this. All right, so I am a current Ultimate member, right? And I had mine till February. And now I added 3 more months at the lower rate. They can cancel my thing and then charge me the $30? I'm confused. Because it says they only affect new purchases, okay? And will not affect your current subscription for the market in which you reside. As long as you are on auto-recurring plan. Okay. Should you choose to cancel your plan and repurchase, you'll be charged at a new current. Oh, if you choose to cancel your plan and repurchase, you will also be charged at the new current rate. Got it. So basically what they're saying is, if you're thinking of canceling, you're not going to be charged this. So you could keep doing what I'm doing. I'm running the $20 further and further down the line. But if one of these people that says you're canceling, if you cancel and come back, now you're going to have to pay the $30. You're on auto. Yeah, I'm on auto. It would have renewed in February, but now I added 3 more months to it, so now it's going to auto renew in May. It says I'm on auto monthly renewal. So do I get charged $30? It says, at this time, this increase will only affect new purchases and will not affect the current subscription for your market. So basically what I'm hearing, you're grandfathered in right now at the $20, Argus, because you were already a Game Pass member. Right? And if that's true, then the people that they said that they're screwing over their loyal fans, this would go against that. Right, as long as you don't lapse, you're fine. So if you go out right now and keep buying the $20 cards and just keep a couple on the side, and then when you get close to it, you put more in because they don't expire. Right? And you can just keep adding to it. So there you go. It's a small win, I guess. So all the people that canceled, they would have had the 20, but they canceled. So now if they come back, they have to pay the full 30. My $14.99 will still be $14.99 in November. Which means the ID 10Ts and canceled are now new customers. That's right. Yeah. The people that said they didn't have Game Pass, Mo, that now cancel their Game Pass, now if they ever come back, they have to pay more money, where if they just stayed, then they would have it. I get it. They don't want to have it. That's fine. Each their own. I haven't canceled since the first release Game Pass, the very first time. So I don't think I'm going to worry about that. Yeah. So there you go. So it says, Ginger Prime says, is this true? Is the price grandfathered in aspect? Xbox Game Pass Ultimate at $20 for life, presumably, but doubtful. Sounds like a win in my book. That's the way I'm reading it, Ginger. That's the way I'm reading it. So if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate at $20, right? And as long as you keep paying the $20 and recurring, then you're stuck at the $20. You're not going up to $30. It's only for new. If that's the case, that's a big win. That's a big win for loyal Xbox gamers. Right? If that's the case. That's the way I'm reading it. That's the way he's reading it. I don't know. Fuck it then. I'll leave it until it gives me the $60 day notice. Right? 60-day notice. Shout out to Ginger Prime, by the way. What a good guy, that man. Oh, yeah. I love Ginger. Ginger's a good guy, man. And he does comedy. He does stand-up and stuff like that. He's shared it a couple times. When we had the interview with him, he talked about it. He's a good stand-up guy. I liked doing the podcast with him back in the day when we were on Lono's podcast. Luke says, where are these as a story? They won't do it. They won't do the story, Luke, because that would put Xbox in a W format. Again, they need to come out and say something like this. It looks like official. It says a recent regarding, you know what? Let me see if I have an email. Let me see if I have an email. I don't think I do. I probably won't get an email because I'm so far out from being renewed. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't have one. And again, I don't think I will. Because, again, mine doesn't end until May. I wonder why they didn't announce it. That would get a massive positive publicity. Would it? Would it, though? Why didn't they just say it? Why did they just... They would get shit no matter what. They're just like, yeah, let them cancel. Why would they... Listen to this, Water. Why would they say it and get the people to, like, if you're a fan, right, you're just going to stay and pay. You're like, yeah, cool, right? But they see how many people left, and now they got them for $10 more if they come back. This is why you don't do a reaction, right? When someone, like, you just don't punch somebody right away. You kind of just look at the situation. Yeah, it would be 100% would be negative. I would read that again, make sure. Again, this is what it says. I'll put it back up on the screen, Sarge. Recently, you've heard about changes to the price of Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. At this time, right? These increases will only affect new purchases and will not affect your current subscription for the market in which you reside, as long as you are on auto recurring plan. Okay? Meaning if you're paying month to month, you're going to get renewed. But if you're on a recurring plan, which they want you to do because they want that recurring, pay for the year, you'll be charged at the new current rate. Okay. Should you choose to cancel your plan and repurchase, you will be charged a new current rate. If for any reason there may be changes to your existing account, we will notify you within at least 60 days in advance, and you will have an option to cancel or change your subscription plan at any time. Right? So as long as you're recurring, there'll be a moment, there'll be a time where they're like, we're cutting it off. You can no longer use these cards, because right now there's cards in the wild that you can buy and purchase, digital cards off Amazon, Best Buy, Target, GameStop, all these places. People are adding to the stuff right now, okay, to their stuff. Big ad new to Game Pass is $29.99. If you are already here and have an auto renew, it's only $19.99. There you go. Right? So they'll go, hey, your price is increasing with your renew. Right. And they're giving you the option 60 days ahead of time. They're like, hey, in 2 months' time, your price is going to go up because you're not recurring. If you put it on the recurring, we'll pay the $20. Right? So there you go. Yeah, Cubini. I was like, oh, whoever said it earlier, there it is. So there you go. That's a massive W. That's a massive W. Because everyone's saying they're anti-consumer, but yet the loyal Xbox fans that are at the Ultimate, you're paying the smaller amount as long as you're recurring. So there you go. That's a win if it's true. We'll wait. I'm not going to celebrate. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to read it exactly as is. And it sounds like if you're already an Ultimate member, you stick with the Ultimate price that you have now. You don't go up to $30. Big news, the email is fake. Is it? I don't know. That's why I'm not getting excited. They're selling off all the cards because they don't want them out there, and they only have auto renew in 1 day. Exactly right. That's exactly right. Plus, if they have auto renew, people forget to cancel their subscription. So they know if you're on auto renew, you're probably going to forget, and they're going to make that $20 for the rest of the year. So they'll make the $240. Right? How many people are unchecked and now will check the box? Yeah, if it's fake, it's fake. It'll come out. That's why I'm not getting excited. Has anyone actually got the email? I have not got the email. But then again, I don't think I would get the email until I was close to my end date. You know what I'm saying? Xbox plug in all the holes, so the next price increase is a real one. Exactly right. They're like, all right, let's distribute it through the thing. Is the email fake, Ray? Luke says it might be fake. It might be a fake email, but my next auto renew is at the same price as this month. Well, there you go. Eclipse says, yeah, I always uncheck my auto renew. Not anymore. See, they're trying to force you to get it. Well, time will tell. Time will let you know if it's actually real or fake. But we'll see. All right. I think that is going to do it for us today. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We'll be back in just about 40 minutes or so playing some games with Mr. Luke. Other than that, we'll be back tonight playing some more video games. Both of these things are happening over on our other channel, 30 and Still Gaming. If you like this show, The Daily Grind, we're here Monday through Thursday on 30 NSG from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. And we do a podcast on this channel on Thursday nights called Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. And if you like the music that we play in the beginning of the show, or you like to support the channel beyond that, You can go listen, stream, download, or buy our album that we've created. It's all video game-based music, making fun of the industry, making of the topics that we talk about here. They're fun stuff. I'll play one going out on the outro. You guys have a great rest of your day, afternoon, or evening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.
They said it was the best deal in gaming. Oh, funny how best cuts your heart. I bought a dream, but the price kept climbing. Locked inside a system, all the fun was declining. Pay to connect, even solo feels like a test. Greed in the code, yeah, it never rests. Subscription chains holding me tight. All the value promised gone overnight. We played by the rules, they laughed as I bled. Greed's a disease, planting seeds instead. This generation will be remembered for greed. All I wanted was fairness, instead I got the feed. Remember for greed, we only got the feed. Console prices rise and trust runs dry. Studios vanish, but they still reach sky. Pain in floods while the fun slips away. Dreams sold in pieces, left in shades of gray. On keywords dry gray. Every update promised a shiny new hope. Buried in fine print, they tightened the rope. We played, they profited. It's an old dirty game, generation of greed.